It just made me. What it do?
DJ Drama, fuck these niggas up. Fuck these
And I ain't
niggas
never
up.
cared what a nigga had to say about me.
Gangsta Brazil, the Brazil.
And I ain't never cared what a bitch had to say about me. And I ain't never cared what a nigga had to say about me.
Gangsta Grill, you bastard.
DJ Drama.
Gangsta Brazil, the Brazil.
And I ain't never cared what a nigga had to say about me. No. And I ain't never cared what a bitch had to say about me.
Let's take a look at how things went down in Denver. And for the Broncos, it was a pretty good night. Peyton Manning threw 9 touchdown passes with no interceptions coming into this one, and very efficient tonight. First drive for Peyton Manning, just dumping it off there to Eric Decker.
Sheds a few tackles, big Eric Decker.
Decker's been doing that quite often the last couple of years. Finds Decker again here, and then big Demaryius Thomas. How about all these weapons, LT?
And big guys, big physical receivers. Peyton loves it.
DT was doubled. He still diced it in
And
there.
then the small guy there.
Mighty Mike, Wes Welker.
And here's Decker with his first touchdown of the season. That drive, Peyton was 5 of 6 for 55 yards, and the Broncos take a 7-0 lead. Peyton Manning far from done, looking for Demaryius Thomas again, and this is a connection we've seen a lot over the last 2 years, isn't it?
It's hard to get that wide open.
Especially when you're, what, 6'4", 235 or whatever he is?
He's spreading the wealth, finds Ronnie Hillman for a 12-yard gain. Then on the very next play to Welker for 9. I mean, they're just picking up chunks of yardage. Not huge chunks, but pretty big chunks. And then Welker again.
Across the middle. But I loved how Wes finished that previous highlight. Trying to run people over, get that extra yard. And then what do you do there?
And he scores the touchdown. So the Broncos, that was 7
Manning taking advantage of Charles Woodson, the safety, not the corner.
Very different, right? Peyton 5 for 5 on that drive. And then on the next drive, how about Eric Decker breaking a tackle? 61 yards. This is a chunk play, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Kind of looked like Barry Sanders a little bit when he twisted around that defender a long time ago.
First time Eric Decker
A little bit.
compared to Barry Sanders. Peyton again to Demaryius Thomas for 6 yards. These guys just moving on down the field.
That just looked like Randy Moss a little bit.
And this time to Julius Thomas for the touchdown. Broncos up 24-7. Manning, a perfect 3 for 3 on that drive for 80 yards. At one point, he completed 15 straight passes. As for Terrell Pryor, things not going nearly as well. Pryor looking deep for Denarius Moore, and it actually went pretty well here, didn't it?
That's a nice play.
Well, some bad tackling, some poor angles on the defensive side of the ball. But I think Denver fans are kind of used to some bad angles and bad stuff in that defensive backfield at times.
Well, that was
Don't remind them.
73-yard touchdown, and here's where the bad comes in. The snap over Pryor's head, chucks it up. He's lucky he didn't get picked off here. The Raiders couldn't get anything going on offense, and they're forced to punt. So in the third, the Broncos get the ball, and they're moving. Ryan Clady's replacing as Chris Clark. Did pretty well until here. Lamar Houston gets to Peyton Manning and forces the fumble.
Well, Houston, he was persistent all night long. Peyton, you normally don't get those edge sacks on him. LT, tell me about this one.
Hey, the halfback pass, great throw. See how he avoided the pressure and put a nice lob pass
Did you
in
teach
there?
him that?
I taught him that,
Okay.
yes.
Darren McFadden to Marcel Reese. The Raiders still trailing 30-14. And in the fourth quarter, Peyton trying to do some more bit damage here to Wes Welker for 32 yards.
Wes Welker down the seam.
3 plays later, 1st and goal on the Raiders 1, and this is Ronnie Hillman. They really spread the ball, not just passing, but running tonight too. All 3 running backs for the Broncos got their touches. And then here's Terrell Pryor. Gets hit hard.
Young fella, you want to avoid those. You're not Tim Tebow.
Yeah, that's not going to feel good. I don't care who you are. Take another look at this thing. Pryor just crushed. We'll have an update on his status as we get it. So the final score.
I can tell you that status. I've seen that look before.
What did you call it? A goofy smile?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 37-21. The Broncos beat the Raiders. Denver now 3-0 on the season. The Raiders drop to 1-2. Peyton Manning, 3 touchdown passes. So let me see. That's 10, 11, 12 touchdown passes with 0 interceptions on the season for Peyton Manning. Don't think he's looked any better than this.
Almost 2:45 a.m. on the East Coast. I hope you stayed up for the Raiders and the Chargers. Phillip Rivers, 11-3 all-time against the Oakland Raiders. And they get the ball first, so team's feeling pretty good. Twice this year, 500 yards of total offense in a game. 3rd and 10, and he is picked by Usama Young. Anybody on what happened there?
Yes, the receiver that ran a deep dig route, 25 yards across the field. He runs across the field instead of staying on his course to the post route.
All right, so next play, Terrell Pryor sat out last week's game because of concussion-like symptoms, and so here he's causing a major headache for the Chargers. That to Rod Streeter on his first pass of the game. He connected on his first 10 tosses of the day, and the Raiders have a 7-zip lead. Third quarter, Chargers down by 14. Danny Woodhead playing for the concussed Ryan Matthews. And Charles Woodson heads to the end zone for the 13th defensive touchdown in his career, tied with Rod Woodson and Darren Sharper for the all-time record.
Sharp. Those 2 NFL Network guys, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Maybe a third right there. Don't want to put any pressure on management or anything. Fourth quarter, Chargers down 14. Phillip Rivers to Keenan Allen. The rookie looked good, Kurt.
He looked real good. He was making plays all over the place for Phillip Rivers, and it's a pretty good receiving core that's putting together in San Diego.
Ensuing Raiders possession, 3rd and 14. Look at Pryor. Buying time, extending the play, hitting Bryce Butler for the 20-yard completion. Pryor, 18-23 for 221 and 2 scores. Now the Chargers, down by 10. They need a touchdown, but not a pick. That's the first-round pick, DJ Hayden, his first career interception. Good for him, based on what all that young man has been through.
Raiders and the Chiefs. Oakland is undefeated the past 6 games played at Arrowhead Stadium. I was in my 20s the last time the Raiders lost at Arrowhead. Alex Smith and the Chiefs looking to remain unbeaten in 2013. The road to the Super Bowl could go through Kansas City. How about the Raiders pass rush? First play of the game, Alex Smith sacked by rookie C.O. Moore. Next Chiefs possession, he's sacked on 3rd down by Nick Roach. After again, sacked on 3rd down by Vance Walker. Chiefs would punt on their first 5 possessions. Second quarter, no score. Raiders possession, 1st and 10 at the Chiefs 39. 6th play of the drive. Terrell Pryor drops back, hits Denarius Moore, and there he goes. 39-yard touchdown for Moore. He finished with 82 yards and that score. Raiders up 7-0. 2 Chiefs possessions later, same score, 1st and goal, the Raiders 7. Jamal Charles getting the red zone carries into the end zone for the touchdown. He's got a score in every game this season. Game is tied at 7. Third quarter, still 7-7. 3rd and 5 at the Raiders 40. Alex Smith flushed out of the pocket. Makes a great throw to Dwayne Bowe. Look, Dwayne Bowe actually is playing in the NFL this season. There he is. Visual proof Dwayne Bowe is still in the league. Chiefs are driving. 3 plays later. 1st and 10 at the Raiders 11. Smith throws left to Donnie Avery, but DJ Hayden forces a fumble. And Charles Woodson, just days past his 37th birthday, recovers. Chiefs didn't have a giveaway in the red zone in 17 attempts this season until that point. So now here come the Raiders looking to capitalize. Pryor scrambles. He's hit, intercepted by Quentin Demps. It's Demps' 3rd straight game with an interception. Pryor's first interception in his last 91 attempts. But watch, bad footwork. It's Pryor throwing off his back foot, just throwing it up in the middle of the field. That would lead to a 2-yard Jamal Charles touchdown run. Chiefs lead it 14-7. 4th quarter now, same score. Pryor scrambles. He's sacked by Tamba Hali. Hali had 3.5 sacks on the day. Next play, 2nd and 37 at their own 28, following Pryor's 3rd delay of game penalty on the day. Pryor escapes Ali, but gets sacked by Eric Berry. Pryor was sacked 10 times in this game. 10 times. Next play, it's 3rd and 48. Go deep, everybody. Pryor. At least he tries to throw short. Incomplete to Marcel Reese. Things falling apart for the Raiders. You know, the Raiders are just not good on 3rd and 48. You got to just say that about them. Next Raiders possession, Pryor throws right. Intended for Denarius Moore, but rookie Marcus Cooper on the pick. He started in place of the injured Brandon Flowers. That would lead to a 33-yard field goal by Ryan Suckup. Raiders trail 17-7. Raiders still trying to get back in it. Pryor looking for Michael Rivera. Picked off by Hussein Abdullah, who goes 41 yards for the touchdown. Chiefs win 24-7. They're 6-0. and they set the world record for loudest open-air stadium while doing it. Pryor, 216 yards passing and 3 interceptions. The loudness continues.
And, of course, John Fox recovering from heart surgery, so Jack Del Rio taking over in the interim, facing Broncos' old offensive coordinator, Mike McCoy, now coaching the Chargers. Sign does everybody justice there. You know, the Broncos ran 3 plays in the first quarter. 3 plays, and this was one of them to their big tight end, Julius Thomas.
Don't just assume that this big man was running out of bounds. He came to play football today. Down the sideline.
3 catches for 96 yards. You know, the Chargers controlled the clock in the first half, LT, but they had to settle for field goals.
That was the difference in the game. Denver scored touchdowns. San Diego kicked field goals.
Yeah, this pass from Rivers to Vincent Brown incomplete, so they had to settle for another field goal and a 7-6 deficit.
Great throw by Phillip Rivers.
You know what it's time for? The 88 Club!
Right here, man, this dude, what a game he had. I mean, caught everything. What a beautiful athletic move to get that ball in the end zone over that cone.
Or pylon, you know, whatever you want to call it.
Pylon, cone, wherever, right there on the edge. Call it a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what we call it. Next drive, though, who do you throw it to?
My beast right there. Look at this. A perfect pass by Peyton Manning. He tiptoes that right on the sideline right there.
28 yards on that pitch and catch, and then Manning to Demarius Thomas yet again. Manning 17 of 22, 243, and 3 scores
Love that little
in the first half.
They have. Just put your body on them, details. Put your body and basketball them up like Big Mike Irvin used to do.
Third quarter, you know, they run this play better than anybody in the league.
This is the thing that Mike Irvin couldn't do. That's right. Mike Irvin couldn't do that. This is how bad that boy is. He could take a screen.
Hey, first Broncos receiver in 3 touchdown games since Shannon Sharp 10 years ago.
88 club leader.
Shape.
And then Manning, though, strip sack there by Torek Williams. Ball's recovered by Donald Butler. Hey, the Bolts are, well, they're down 28-6, but at least they're in scoring territory. Then it's Rivers to Prime's buddy, Danny Woodhead.
I love him, Danny Woodhead. Right, Joe Theismann? We love him, man.
Nice Texas route.
Chargers capitalize on the turnover. They're down just 15. On to the 4th. Rivers, watch this. Kind of a weird play on 3rd and 7. The snap goes awry. He recovers, so instead of being 4th and really far, watch the center. Rich Ornberger. It's like a flinch, so it doesn't count. So now it's 3rd and 13. So it's kind of a breath of fresh air there for Mike McCoy and the boys. So Rivers to Eddie Royale with cheese. One of his 2 catches. The Chargers now deep in the red zone.
That's a nice throw by Phillip Rivers right there, getting over that defense.
3rd and goal. Hey, Ryan Matthews has had a solid year.
Yeah, he has so far. He did a great job here getting in the end zone. Nice goal line run.
Bolts within a score, down just 8. Chargers next drive. Rivers dropped by Von Miller, his 2nd sack of the year, and San Diego forced the punt.
He was relentless on this play. It was a nice play by Von Miller.
And then watch this. Under 2 to go, Manning to Demarius Thomas, but watch the back end of the play where Corey Liuget hits Manning low. There's no flag on the play.
Yeah, that worries me. Next week, big game.
First time in 12 games the Broncos failed to score at least 30, but hey, at least the quarterback is still in one piece.